Hello, hello. Greetings and salutations. Greetings, salutations. How are you doing?
When you're Santino, Vale.
Oh, today
How is she?
we're gonna talk about Alila Kalam Mujramin. We're gonna talk about
على كلام مجرمين شديد.
but, they're not stealing hearts. They're stealing everything else. Besar galab, la la, besar galuj. That's what we're gonna talk about. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm pretty excited. We're gonna talk about Toronto.
يا حسبك متحمس شديد ما شاء الله.
Lazim. That's what we're supposed to do. Anyway, the giga. I need to start
Okay.
my little bit of podcast of killing with K Santino. So let us
Mm.
start the thing first. Super shwaya. I have my little intro. Stay where you are. The
All
giga.
right.
Let's rock and ride. Here we go. Da, 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 da. Oh, here we go. Time to rock. Hello, greetings and salutations. Let's get ready. We're about to start a little bit of killing it with K. K Santino. Well, that's what we're here. We're going to talk about a lot of things, but first of all, yo guys, Mary Boyoy has done it again. That super Janubi confidence. God damn. I think we need to make our Juba English upgraded. There got to be Ma Boyoy for super confidence. Marry me halas. That's actual thing. Welcome everybody to Killing It with K Santino. Another today. This week we're talking about crime and the origin of the Toronto boys. And let's get to it. Crime in Juba. Is Juba safe? Everyone's saying, "Oh, should I come to Juba?" Is it always 2013? It's not always 2013. We have a lot of people here to talk about it. And let's rock and roll with the crime in Juba. How's everybody doing today? Everybody's rocking right in, feeling good. Uh, I love people who like to support and retweet. It's awesome. I love the retweeting the area. It's just awesome. So let's get ready, everybody. Time for a little bit of killing it with K Santino. Let's talk about the Toronto. Anybody knows what is Toronto? Is it anything to do with Canada? Anybody know what Torontos are?
Okay, as much as I know Santino, Toronto, the name is started because there is a hotel in Shari Facebook at La Barra. It's called
Ah,
Toronto, and they start grabbing people from there. That's what they start calling themselves Toronto because of the hotel. But I don't know. That's what I heard.
Also, it might be because of the sound of the motorcycle.
That's
Toronto,
my
Toronto,
friend.
Toronto, Toronto,
Toronto.
Toronto.
Huh?
Maybe also.
Hey, did your voice just become
I,
a
I
man's
think I
voice?
think what
That
Blue is
no, that's just
saying,
my friend. He's my
what
friend.
Blue is saying
We
is
just
true.
listening to the space
All
together.
right, because I was seeing one face and two voices. Like, did you just voice act the best man's voice I've ever heard ever? But nice. Okay.
Oh, really? Are you bromance with him right
No,
now?
no,
What?
no, no, bromance. We don't do that over here.
All right.
But yeah.
So that's all I know. ده كله أنا بعرف عن Toronto, like because of the hotel. But I don't know. Maybe someone knows.
Oh, okay. We're going into the Matrix over here with a guy called Matrix. Matrix, where do you think the Toronto came from? The Toronto boys. Where did that come from? That's
I was just saying like what Blue said is true because if you can see where Toronto mostly operate or where they normally escape to, after when they carry out an operation, they just go towards that side of Facebook Road. Area of Qatar in general, that's where they do most of their escape because that's the area they know perfectly and they know all the
Okay,
corners. And that's where most of
Matrix,
them are
let's slow
based.
down a bit. We just heard all these words. Facebook and road. What is up with the Facebook road? Why is it called shot of Facebook road? Where'd that come from? A lot of people over here are just freaking out. Where there's a road for Facebook? Isn't it just a site? Why is it called Facebook Road?
Yeah, it's called share of Facebook. I don't know the origin, but it
Let's
is
start with
there.
that. Anybody know where Facebook Road came from?
As I know, because Lano ده محل Thai, like تعرف محل always people take tea over there, and then because people are always in that place talking shamarat and whatever, that's why they call it
Shamarat,
Facebook.
huh? ah, when we say shamarat, we're not talking about the shamar we put in the food. We're talking about the other shamarat, huh?
Of course.
Okay, the gossip. All right. So it's called
Yeah.
Facebook Road because of the gossip. So there's no internet cafe or something. There's no internet cafe, Walisha.
No, 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 no. No, بس محل شاي العادي بتاع الزبون. Any place بتاع محل
Well,
شاي.
so that best Naswan, is just women doing the shamarat, or is it other people?
Oh, it's the other gender actually.
All right, fair enough. Pretty interesting. And yeah, so it's been called Shar Facebook mainly because of the gossip, the actual tea that they're spilling.
I don't know, but maybe someone else
No,
know
no,
better, you know, like
I
it's
heard
just like
something similar to that. So even what you said earlier was
yeah,
accurate. Atla bara. What does Atla bara mean? Anybody know that? Atla bara. That's an actual place.
I don't know.
Atla bara.
Yeah, that's
That's where you live, or what do you mean? How do you know? What is Atla bara? Why is that such a place?
Adlabara is an area, and I think, in Sudan in general, we have this thing of naming areas commonly in almost every town. So if you can find like Melekia, it's there in almost every major town and city in Sudan generally those days. So Adlabara is just like I guess it was just also named after any other area in Khartoum because I also heard that there's Atlabar in Khartoum or something of the sort. And there's Atlabar in other towns as well.
Yeah,
So I think that's where the name
yeah.
came
So
from.
it's named after our former country, Sudan. Now we're South Sudan. Thank God for that. I don't know. Everybody said we're going to reunite. Forget that. We're much better. I heard they're like chasing people with knives and robbing people broad daylight. God damn, South Sudan just went to hell, and everyone's running to Turkey, Egypt, selling land, selling cars, selling everything they can get, even throwing the sheep. It's just terrible. But yeah, Allah Bara basically means get out, and so there's basically a bunch of places called Get Out, and it just makes sense. Sudan named it, and we never renamed it or rebranded it, but Atla Bara. Huh? So yeah, what Miss Blue said earlier is very on point. There was actually a place in Atlabara where I think they had a Toronto hotel, and a bunch of motorcyclists would sit there just patiently. Some of them probably were innocent boda drivers. They were planning to go and what's it called, take people to this nation like Ubers, but a lot of them were robbing people blind. And that's how they got named of Toronto. I've already asked a bunch of my Canadians, like, hey, take all your hooligans and your what's it called, these criminals back to Canada. But they found out apparently they never went to Canada. They've always been in Juba, and it's been a very thing. But Toronto boys, is it just a small little gang, or is it just a few guys, or how big is this Toronto organized thing? Is it just a two or three guys, or is it an organization? How would we dissect that? What is where I mean? What do you guys feel? How do you guys feel about Toronto? Is it big or is it small?
Is it only me or I'm not getting Santino?
You,
I guess it's only you.
oh yeah, it's definitely only you, man. You can't hear me. You can't hear me. Okay, let me. You gotta go back and come back up. No worries. So where do you? How big is this Toronto? Is it two or three guys, like a three guys restaurant or five guys restaurant?
I don't think so because they're everywhere. So I don't think it's just too. Maybe it's a big organization. Who knows? But I don't think
Um,
they're few as you said. I think that there are many.
you see how they're like, oh, hi people.
Hello,
I
Nibo.
think I think I don't think they are like 3 or 4 people. I don't even think they're 100 people. You see like how they're like drug cartels in say Mexico, like each group has like its own. I feel like they're just robbers because they are also here in Uganda, but they're called Chifesi. But I don't think they are one unit, like where somebody here. Okay, you can know people that are doing the same thing from elsewhere, but they're doing them independently. So I think it's just like a bunch of young people that are probably unemployed, and they know how this thing works, and that so they can probably help one another. But I don't think they have like one huge organization, like how you can say, oh, we are say League of Young Professions or what. I don't think they're that organized. Like they do the same things, but I think it's just individual people. Like those you see drug cartels or people that do haze.
Yeah. I actually support what Nivol's saying, and unlike the drug cartels, for them they don't do organized crime. They're mostly amateurs, and they do it for the fun and for the money, but they don't have like some sort of organized crime or something. That's why you can find out the incidences whereby they grab things that are unvaluable, so they come back and throw it back to at the owner with anger. So they are just not organized
Well,
sometimes.
what did they grab that was unvaluable? What did they grab? I wonder because they. Cause,
At times, they grab a certain girl's a handbag, and then when they went and opened it, just some few meters away, then they found out that it was just girl stuff, makeup
uh,
things, and
uh,
some wigs
sister was
and
broke.
stuff. So
Sister was broke.
yeah, the sister was broke actually. So then they came back. they came. They, so they came back and throw it at the girl and said, "Abinia kevin kira mo felisha belit."
Oh my god!
Damn.
And you know what's funny? I realized those guys use the brand of motorcycles they use is Senke. Like I don't know if that's the English name, but they're branded Senke. Like they make some really loud noise, and most of them don't have number plates.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess Tenke because Tenke is faster than Bajaj. That's why they use it Tenke.
Mm.
Yeah, and it has some weird sound. Like it's very traumatizing. I feel like right now, if I hear that sound anywhere,
Huh?
I feel like, oh my god, am I safe?
It created fear. They have a soundtrack before they come. There's a like a motorcycle sound, or what is it?
Ye-
Yes,
Yes.
it's like a deafening sound. You see, like the time they I was attacked, I felt like I didn't know where the sound was coming from. Like that's the thing.
Huh?
There was so much loud noise. Before I know it, my bag is gone.
Well, 1 second. Did it
Yeah.
happen during the day or at night?
I beg your pardon?
Did this attack or with this funny sound happen during the day or at night?
Yeah.
At daytime?
Uh, sorry, Shanti. There was a car passing. You're saying did this attack happen during day or at night?
Yes, that's my question exactly.
Oh my god, this attack happened on the 28th of August, 11 a.m.
Oh my God, you remember the date?
I can't forget. I think it was like 11:25.
Oh
Those
my
guys,
goodness.
like it was such traumatizing.
And how many bikers came? How many people came in this incident?
How many what?
How many guys came? Only one guy was attacking, or was
No,
it a
no, there were two guys as usual, like one person riding and the other on the other one behind, and they grabbed. But me, I was lucky. I was moving with a small old bag, so when they pulled it, the bag like the hand disconnected, so I didn't fall, and I was moving with someone. So when I was like going to fall on the road, but they pushed me back. And you know like how you're walking by the side of the road, and then there's like this side where there are cars, and you're like on the sidewalk. Now from the sidewalk, they come on this other side so that you jump towards the road,
Whoa.
like so that it's unsafe for you.
Wow. So these guys, they actually the criminals that sleep during the day and sleep at night and rob during the day. Yes. Looks like a full-time job.
Yeah, mostly, like they only operate during day. Let me tell you, if you're working at night in Juba, with your handbag or with anything, as long as it's that time where people are still moving by around 10 or 9, it is even so rare for Toronto to grab anything from you.
Mm.
So they mostly operate in daylight time. Yeah. They only maybe attack you if you go into some dark areas. That time they don't even attack now with motorcycles. They just attack you directly, asking for your phone, checking your pockets if they get
Asking for
something
your
and
phone or
stuff.
taking your phone? I think there's a big difference.
Well, okay, taking your phone
Yeah,
then.
but man,
So
yeah.
yeah, that's that.
But why do you think they attack only during the day? That's a good question. What's up? Did they at night they have bedtime or what's going on?
During the day, the attack happens mostly because there are many cars on the road and they use it for their getaway, right?
Ah,
Because, like, at night, there are few cars and they can actually be chased and be caught.
mm.
But during day, they can just easily enter into the traffic and you will never find them.
So they're taking advantage of the chaos of traffic. Wow.
Yeah, and then to add on the Senke thing, Senke basically is much better than Bajaj if you are a rider, because with Senke you can be able to fake two gears at once and just go off, like
Okay,
just
what is
go
10K?
off
10K
on a
for
high speed.
what do you mean by 10K for?
Matrix. I think the reason they attack during day is Juba is dark at night. How are you going to attack someone at night? Where would they go to?
Exactly.
And it's not that they're scared of people, that they're scared of being chased. South Sudanese don't chase them. Like when they attacked me, they're like a lot of men. They actually expected them to like help me. I jumped up on the road. Oh my god! I thank God I didn't have urine at that point. I think I'd have peed on myself or something.
Oh,
Because I've had a similar attack in Uganda, like at the park. And let me tell you, every single man in the taxi park got out. Conductors, drivers, they chased that guy, caught him, and then they told me, come and show you what we're going to
okay,
do.
Nebo, we can't really hear
But then
you.
I was like,
Nebo, are you wearing earphones or something? Your voice is so quiet.
yeah.
Uh,
Can you hear me
yeah,
now?
I can hear you now. Yeah, if there are a bunch of men around, and what happened?
No, I'm like, there were a lot of men around, but nobody helped me. Like I scram, I did what? Like no
Screamed.
one, and there were very many.
Mm.
Okay, scram, I don't
No,
care.
okay, fine, scram.
Yeah, but then I've had a similar experience in Uganda, and let me tell you, every man in the taxi park got out of their car. Conductors, drivers, border riders, everyone got out to chase for me that one,
Ah,
and they caught him.
so
Yes, they caught him, and they're like,
uh,
they called because I kept screaming when he saw that I was not letting go. He took my phone, so he threw my phone down and then he continued. But those guys still chased him, caught him, and then some guy was like, come and we show you what we're going to do to him."
ah,
Then some other old man was like, "My daughter, just go. If you've gotten your phone, leave this place because you go there, they'll either steal it again or you find somebody else that has to." And I went. So South Sudanese, it's not that these guys steal during day because there's so many cars. If anything, so many cars should make it hard for them to run away.
yeah. I think also the fact is everyone goes home at night. Most of the people go home at night or move in vehicles, so that's another thing. And now I'm just looking at that. You're telling me that people in Uganda are better gentlemen than South Sudanese? God damn! Everyone got up and they cheered and they charged up and said, "Hey, you're not gonna get away." And they took out the guy. But in South Sudan, like, woman, that's your problem. Wow, that's something to suck in over there. That the South Sudanese men didn't do shit. Wow. Well, Ugandan men, they had like they had, I don't know, they had that Museveni energy of staying in power so long, and they just tried chase after that guy, and they took him down. Not in our country. I like that. Not in our country kind of attitude. It's really nice. Wow. Hmm. That's interesting.
Yeah, so people, I'm going to be listening for a bit because I'm walking.
Go ahead.
Once I reach hostel, I'll be able to speak again.
Okay, sure, sure, sure. But also, I think at night, it's also at night. You have to understand at night, people at night, what happens a lot is people are. Let me just mute you while you're because it's a little noisy. People, what's it called, at night are usually indoors, and also there's a lot of police and military that just decide to come and sit out at night and harass people. So because nobody's around. But if I suspect if those guys were actually around at night driving around, they would the police might have said, "Hey, where are you going? What are you doing? You smell like Toronto," and they would have been taken out. And the police would they know you. What did you steal this morning? We're taking that. They would be taken out. So I think there's also a fear at night. They may actually not be hunted by people that are barely around. They'd be hunted by other police officers. So I think that's a fear of what happens. But yeah, Toronto is not just one person, two person. It is gone as far as saying as an organization. Why people have now come back as far as saying that these motorcycle stunts, because it's basically a stunt. They'd actually drive for a motorcycle and steal from another motorcycle. These stunts are not just happening out of nowhere. These people are trained. They're trained how to take a bag with what's it called while the motorcycle is moving and maintain the vehicle. They're trained how to pull out hair, even though some women put their hair tight, which they should. They're trained how to remove the hair and then keep driving. They're trained how to take everything. They even train how to take a backpack. There's a full training camp. It's like the Taliban, but this time there's no jihad. It's taking money. It's crazy. It's very insane. But what I heard, the amount of training they're doing, I'll tell you right now. I was in a car with my buddy. I actually saw the Toronto's rob. There's a guy. There's this thing that I think is pretty gay. I would never do that. There's a guy. Sometimes in the bodas, there's like a guy with on the boda. So what the two guys are, we're friends. Why don't we just share a boda? So that then ends up being three people on a boda, three dudes, grown ass men with all their hair and everything. God knows how old they are and how embarrassing that looks. There'd be two guys on the border, uh, and there's a driver there, and one of the guys had a backpack. So one of the Toronto boys came, he pulled the backpack from that other guy, and then drove off. He was like almost tilted over. He secured himself and drove off in high speed. And then the guy was just making his hands, panicking, speed up, chase after him. But the other border guy, like, fuck that shit. The three of us on this border, and you're not gonna pay me enough money. Unless there's a lot of money in that bag, hell no. So I don't know if there's anything. Maybe there's a laptop. Maybe there's money. God knows. But the Toronto guy sped off in like at rocket speed. He was driving and I don't think they ever met again, and that bag was gone. But there is a possibility that there's nothing in the bag. It's just a beautiful bag, or maybe his school papers. But the Toronto guy left. But I'm pretty impressed. They check the bag and then they throw it at you. What the fuck, you cheap ass mother? What? Why don't you have money in your bag? Why don't you leave something for us to steal? And I don't know. Oh my goodness. Hey, there's a triple K, Mr. Triple K. What have you heard about crime in South Sudan? Don't go to sleep on me now. Don't go to sleep on me now. All right, we'll just leave Triple K alone. Uh, Matrix, what do you think is the solution to stopping the Torontos? Do you think we have the actual intelligence to do it? Is it feasible to stop Toronto so people can walk in peace? Because Toronto's motorcycle sounds start terrorizing people. Is it feasible? Is it possible, doable to stop the Torontos? Now we know where they're
I
coming from.
think it's something pretty easy to do. It's just that we don't have people who are really following anything up in South Sudan. The security are not doing their work. They are not saving the citizens from all these crimes and stuff. But they are pretty easy. It is pretty easy to stop them because like whenever Toronto is caught, when they're taken to the police, you find that in 2 to 3 days the guy is out. Yeah.
What do you
So
think that
you
means?
just
What do you think that means?
yeah, it means that guy either got bailed or the police just let them go without any legal process, and such that they can be charged for the crime they committed and stuff. So, or there's maybe any other powerful person involved that protects them, then this person has to be brought to book, you know. So I think
Mm-hmm.
it's just something pretty easy, but there are no people. Like, let me say in South Sudan, the security organs are not doing their job. So the
Or maybe
police
they
is
are.
not keeping the people safe and their properties.
Do you ever think that the Torontos are probably it's like Boko Haram in Nigeria? They're actually working with these officials because let me tell you, in Khartoum, remember we a lot of shit, including the names, Atlabara, Malabis Mafi, Mara Mafi, Razoma, all this stuff names came from Khartoum. In Khartoum, what used to happen, you could see all this shamasa, right? I don't know if anybody remembers Khartoum. There's all this shamasa. These are basically homeless because they're under the sun. I was looking at all these kids, what's going on, what's all this stuff, and these people, and I found out most of the kids were children of the police. People in the police in Khartoum would get women that were just wandering around, and they would rape them, beat them up, rape them, and when the women got pregnant because of the Khartoum stigma, they wouldn't want to abort the child, and then the child grew up and became a homeless street thug that was going all over the Sicilion. So a lot of what actually happened, to my surprise, was actually that these things were instigated by the police of Khartoum. So all those shamasa you see on the street, most of them doing what and not, they are actually children or unwanted children from the police. Which is when I heard that from another police officer, I'm like, "Yo, are you kidding me?" If the police officer were a family, they could say they could call the shamas in the seat. They could say like in-law, what are you doing, in-law? Don't sniff that. No, don't do that. And then going back to how it might be affecting South Sudan, since we're all basically still part of Khartoum in another way, everything, including the big thieves of Khartoum, have transferred to Juba. So most likely the police, because right now there was Mabahes, which is the intelligence. Anything stolen in Khartoum, they just said, okay, let us find out. You pay money, we'll get it back. What they do, they'll check with all the thieves. Hey, who took that? If the thieves don't reveal it, the police will come hard on them. So they basically are all working together. You keep this much, give us this much, and the rest will take from the guy who's looking for the stuff. So the actual police in Khartoum are working with those criminals. And now, and if you're telling us, which we already know, that the Toronto, when they get arrested, they get released. It's very obvious. The police, because Juba is so small, and yeah, one another thing most people they don't know, as and I know we have a problem with electricity, yada yada yada. It's a created. It's a problem that is not supposed to happen. It's created. Everywhere in Juba is pretty much has a camera there. If they want to find you, they can find you. So the fact that I think by now all the Torontos have been recorded, monitored, and they are known. The fact they are allowed to exist is because they are following certain guidelines. Steal from here, pay this, all that stuff. If it wasn't for that, the Toronto would have already disappeared. Just yeah. So
So
I
if you
think
can also if you can also see, they mostly use new motorbikes. Then it's not Toronto who can steal. Those days with an old motorbike, they only use the fresh ones. So you just see, and whenever they get caught or they get an accident in the process, they just leave the motorcycle there and just start running. Right?
yeah.
So it basically means that they are really funded. There's someone who is really behind them, because buying a Senke is not easy, and to just leave it there on the road.
So Zul
So
Kabir, they're when they're working under a Zul Kabir company, Zul Kabir and Friends organization, and that's what's happening. The Zul Kabir has eventually done something worse or worse. That's why Toronto's will never really disappear, to be honest, because it's being supported. That's what happens. Okay, now
it's-
okay. Other than Toronto, what other crime happens in Juba? Toronto is a day thing. We already established that. At night, Toronto they're going to sleep like everybody else, or they maybe who knows they may be partying in the clubs and becoming boda drivers. We steal during the day and we sleep and help people at night. God knows. Sound like Batman. but a wrong kind of Batman. But go ahead.
I want. Oh, somebody going to speak?
Go ahead. Go ahead. You want to say something, Nebo? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying on the question you were saying, how can we stop Toronto's? I don't think we can, because it all goes back to the generals, right? Since they are funded and stuff like that. So ideally, if we wanted to, I think paying people their salaries, their right salaries would work, because why are these generals sponsoring these guys to do these things? Because they also don't have money. They need money. And like these guys are being trained. You see, grabbing humans back is just like they are training.
That is so
It's
true.
just like they are training. It's just like they are training. So actually, the real people that they target, their real people are like the people that have huge money, people that go to banks, people that do what. So if you wanted to stop that, it would need paying people their salary. It would need, I don't know, like it's the economy. Like South Sudan has to get better in order for these people to actually go, because they need money, right? And if they can't get money the right way, they'll do it this way.
Nebo hit the point. It's definitely an economy issue. The fact that there is no money available makes it more the merrier of a reason for this chaos. And yeah, there have been already a lot of speculations. They're trying to point out which general or which Zul Kabir, but so these people are definitely funded. Those motorcycles are not cheap, and all of them have really good motorcycles. All of them have been trained. I think that even military style, the way they're even grabbing from the bikes, they might have been even military. They could be the lost boys that didn't make it outside. Who knows? I don't know, not to talk about lost boys, but the other some lost boys found money, but these guys found crime. And that's what the Toronto's about. Okay, what other crime happens in Juba other than Toronto? Toronto's this is their own side. Is there any other crimes you guys are aware of that happens in Juba? There's so many other crimes. What happens at night? What kind of crime happens at night? Anybody know? The crimes at night is something that blows people's minds. Okay, I guess nobody knows. Okay, let me tell you I've found really weird is somebody could get an example of half a million from the bank, $500,000 given to them at a bank or well, better yet, to be honest, a forex because our banks are broke. They're giving $500,000. Maybe the same night or the next day, the what's it called? Robbers will be at the house. Where's the $500,000? Give it to us now. Anybody heard something like that before? That is a common problem in Juba. You go pick up $500,000 from a forex. The same night, you have a bunch of criminals coming with guns and knives. Jiba Lagrush, and they're going to and afterwards, and these people are coming when people are in the house. They're coming. They're tossing the whole area, looking through belongings. Where is the money? And they find it, and they get the money. They leave. They don't get the money. It's going to be hell. But at least, to be honest, at least what happens. And I was just listening to this story. So you're telling me this guy took $500,000 from a forex the same night he's getting robbed? Yes, he's getting robbed the same night. So, do you guys, anybody believe in coincidence? Is it possible for that to be a coincidence? You take money from forex, the next day, the same night, you get robbed. Does that seem like a coincidence to you, or do you think it's not a coincidence? What does
No,
anybody think?
no, it is not a coincidence, and it's something coordinated, well coordinated, because there's probably someone who has been following you, and there is an inside source that got all this information, including where you stay, when you're receiving the money, and when you are even taking the money to where you stay. So it's an inside job and it is something well organized, because otherwise, no one can come and just attack you with a half a million that you just went and maybe got from the forex just like today, right? And then there are also been some sort of crimes happening in Juba the last few months. There's been kidnappings that have been happening. I remember there's a guy who went to the bank to withdraw, I think, about $20,000, and then
20,000?
he go, yeah, he got immediately after withdrawing that money, and he went to where he stays. Just once when he was getting out of the border, just to enter their compound, there was people who were following him with a car, a tinted car. So they just grabbed him and kidnapped him. So after kidnapping him,
they kidnapped the guy.
yeah, they kidnapped the guy, and then they roam with him around the city, and he could see outside, yeah, but he was getting beaten in the car while the car was running. Yeah. Then after that, they removed the money from him. They didn't want to kill him. Then they just throw him away out
Okay,
of the
that
car,
mean
out of the vehicle.
that means since they kidnapped a guy, it was nothing to do with marriage. Just saying, because the kidnapping women is marriage. So they kidnapped the guy, and they took the money from him from the car.
Yeah, within the car, like when as they were beating him inside the car. So the point was just to make him weak, so that they take the money. And what I heard actually is that one of the people involved was a policeman. One of the people who were
Mm-mm.
robbing him was a policeman. So
Protect and serve himself, huh? My goodness,
yeah, and
damn
then
policeman.
there was also a bank robbery that failed. I think it was around March.
But the banks
At
have the money. How did they try? Okay, well, tell us. The a bank
yeah
robbery in
yeah
what?
yeah. There was a bank robbery at what is it called? Ivory Bank. There's a branch in at Labara, the one opposite Juba University. So these guys actually came with a Harrier, and then
That's a
they
popular
were
car in
following
Juba.
a certain Abash. Yeah. So they wanted to take the Abash was offloading the cash out of his car. He came with a pickup car with sack full of money to deposit to
Mm.
the bank. So then immediately those people appeared.
Matrix, you're in the Matrix. Your voice is gone. Matrix,
They
come back to us. Matrix. Oh, you're back. All right.
ran away, running and even leaving the car at the same spot.
Okay, interesting. So the Hubbish, they followed the Hubbish, and then after what? We got lost in your story because while you're telling us, we had a little bit of this situation.
Um,
We had a little situation while you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
that
yeah.
I heard
Uh,
your internet basically went, but you're back. But anyway, what you say? The Hubbish, they dropped the Hubbish. They followed the Hubbish, and then what happened to the Ivory Bank? Then tell us what happened after that. We got lost.
the average, okay, if you know the Ivory Bank I'm talking about, you could not really get inside the bank or the compound of the bank. So what you normally do, you stop by the roadside, then offload your money outside of the car, and then carry it inside the bank because the bank just have a very small space from the roadside.
The
So
one
that's
is it
what
the
the
Ivory
Abash
Bank in
was
Juba
doing.
town? The Ivory
No, the
Bank in
Ivory Bank in Atlabara opposite Juba University.
everything happens in Atlabara, Yazol. That's why they're telling you get out of there, man. So they robbed him. So he basically was offloading his money in front of
Yeah.
Ivory Bank. What was he carrying? Was it in a plastic bag or was it
It
in a
is in
box?
sacks. It was in sacks.
My God, did it have a dollar sign on it, or was it more organized than that?
No, it was pounds. It was just pounds. You know, like if
Okay.
someone is uploading money in sacks, it's definitely pounds.
And to carry that because dollars would be too much money. And then these guys, did they come on a boat, or how did they come and get him?
They came with a Harrier, with a Toyota Harrier,
Yeah, it's
a
like
fully tinted one. So
yeah.
once when they were getting out of the vehicle, so the policeman just saw them from far, then started shooting at them before they could even get ready to start, like
Oh,
their robbery.
whoa, 1 second. You're telling me the policeman started shooting at the guy with the money?
No, at the robbers, the guys who were
Oh, the
coming to
robbers.
rob.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank God.
So
Okay, so
they ran away and even they left the car there. The
mm,
car they came with.
they left the Harrier.
Yeah, yeah.
They probably stole it the way
So
it sounds. Okay.
Yeah.
They probably stole the Harrier, but Harrier, for everyone who doesn't know what a Harrier is, that's like a mini Toyota. It's like a Rav4 but smaller. But yeah, to me it's an ugly car, but it's very popular in Juba. I don't know why it's popular, but it's just popular in Juba. With all the oil money, we could have had any car. We could have had BMWs. We could have had what's it called, Mercedes. We could have had I don't know, American cars, or I don't know why everybody's just going Toyota. This is why the Japanese gave us a free bridge. There's a place in South Sudan that's they're buying all Toyota. Let's go help them. Hi, Sazo. Yeah, I don't know, but that's basically what happened. But anyway, yeah. So the did the policeman? What did he do his job? Was he successful? Was he able to push away the robbers, or did robbers take the money?
He was successful. Yes. The robbers ran for escaped.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad. Wow. Mm. Yeah. Anyway. Whew. Did the policeman get an award? Did he get some money, or did anything happen to the policeman?
I don't know from there. I don't know if he got rewarded with
Anyway,
something.
he definitely got rewarded because what will happen? As well, That's what happens. Like it's already if they were military, instead of thanking for the
Nah, I
service,
don't really
reward.
know. If you really know this Abash, or if you ever stayed in Juba, these guys are stingy.
I know he would have asked, but I think they probably didn't give him anything. Habashis are stingy as fuck. Even though since their country is under war, they're fighting all the time. They have a lot of drama. A lot of these guys, basically, how can I describe it? What's it called? A lot of these guys are making it big in South Sudan because there's no the rules for many cases are there are no rules. That's why they're really making it, which is pretty sad, but real it's pretty real. Mm. But yeah, yeah. But I know that they'd ask. Okay, let me tell you my robbery story. I, as you know, K Santino, I believe in staying fit. I like to go to a little bit what we call the gym. So I was going to a gym in Uptown. What I did, I was driving one of these cars, beautiful, beautiful piece of machinery. It's mostly white. That's what happens. I'm driving this, and it's Toyota. Yeah, I was driving this car. Went to early, woke up early. The sun was still coming up. Went to the gym. While I was going to the gym, right, I parked my car, and I got out, and I locked the door, and getting ready to go upstairs, run to the gym. And what's it called? There was one of these guys, cleaners, next to the car. He was asking for some money. He looked drunk and high as freaking hell. So I just like, what the hell is this? Sorry, dude. No money. I'm wearing track pants. I don't carry money that much. I just had enough for the gym. So I went to the gym. When I was in the gym, I realized, oh, my other phone. Where's my other phone? And let me tell you, part of the story was interesting. I tried to lock my car. I noticed that my car wasn't locking, but I said, all right, I'll lock it with the key. So then I did a lock with the key. Then I went up and went up to the gym, and then I realized, where's my phone? One of my phones is missing. I have two phones. So then later on, I started calling it in the gym. It was ringing, ringing. Looked around, I couldn't hear anything. What's going on? What's going on? Then I decided they turn off all the gym music. Hey, Santino's phone is missing. Yo, fellow gym muscle brothers, let's look for his phone. They looked around. There's no ringing. They asked if it was silent. I said even if it's silent, it vibrates. Nothing. So I went to the car. I said maybe it's in the car. Then there's a security guy. I was like, oh yeah, that guy was cleaning your car. He ran that way. I don't know. I thought he was running for his health. And then I realized the one of the doors open. I'm like, yo. So afterwards, I was freaking out. What's going to happen? And then the security guy came. You know what? I know that guy. If you pay me some money, I'll get you your phone. And I said, all right. Yeah, I said, I'm not going to pay until I get my phone. Okay. What's your number? Okay. Go and do your workout thing, and we'll call you. when he comes back. So I went, and then I was gonna call. He's gonna come back. I went, nothing, nothing, nothing. Finished the gym. Called. No, he didn't come back. Just wait. Don't call. You don't need to call police. We're security. We can handle this. So I was going, waiting, wondering, like, hmm. Then I was telling a few people in when we were out at one of the restaurants, and they said your phone got stolen. The security guy said he's gonna. So the security guy knows what's going. It's Santino. We're in Juba. You want your phone? You need the police. I'm a police officer. I'll get your shit back for you. I'm like, you get my shit back? Yeah, I'll give it tonight. They said, no, Santino. This kumbaya. You trust this guy? They're all fuck. They all want your money. Don't give anybody money. Just let me do it. I'm sleeping near where you work out. I'm gonna have a shift there. Call me in the morning. So I called my buddy in the morning. Hey, he's over there. And then what happened? The security guy said, "Oh, what's it called? Doesn't matter. He didn't come back, but we found his brother. Here are your SIM cards." So this guy basically gave me my SIM cards, which was a confirmation that they had the phone because I had my two SIM cards in there. Like, yo, this is just evidence that my phone was taken by these fathers of kids. So I said, like, all right, just wait a bit. Then I called the police guy, and the police guy said, just a second, stand here, just stay right there. I'm on my way. He said, okay, which guy gave you the SIM card? We got this guy. Well, the security guard, bring the security guard over here. Well, talk to the security guard. Okay, you don't know, you know his name, and you don't know. Okay, you're useless. Get lost. You're a police officer. Yes, I was there. I saw what happened. Where'd he go? This way. Okay, we're gonna follow. It's Santino. Let's go. So we went and we went walking. He usually hangs out in this area. We went to the area and we found the dude. He was high as mother father, and they started saying, they said, okay, we got him, and told the guys, you get lost. We got this guy. Said he'd follow us. And then the guy said he'd never seen me before in my life. I said, yeah, that's the guy who was cleaning my car. Then he's the guy who took your phone. So we went all the way to the police station. That was not far away. They asked the guy, do you know where the phone is? I don't know anything. Then when he saw a police station, oh, okay, I saw the phone, and it was on the floor. And then they took him there and they started whooping his ass. Whooping. They said, no, I took it from the car. He said, he admitted. Where's the phone? Did you sell it? No, I didn't sell it. It's over there. Then they said, okay, Santino, let's go. We're gonna get your phone back. It was an adventure. Let's go get your phone, man. So we jumped in the car. We went straight towards where this guy lived in the middle of freaking nowhere. Then there's a woman doing the tea thing. I'm looking like, what's going on? They talk to the woman. I don't know where the phone is. Then the police guy said, okay, we're gonna call a police officer. We're gonna shut down your tea place. We're gonna arrest everyone in the building unless we get that damn iPhone. Oh, the iPhone, the one with green. Okay, 1 second. They came and brought it. Came running down, and there it was, and it said, unlock after 2 hours. This guy tried to crack the code. He failed. So basically, what's happening is these guys are trying to crack the code, do everything. Everyone's trying to do a shakedown. So we went to the police station, and then I just told the guys I don't want him to go inside. I got my phone. I'm happy. And they said, no, Santino, we gotta put him in. How will he learn? He was gonna take your phone. And then I said, you sure you don't want to put inside? Okay, we like you. Because we like you, let us just do quiz. So they beat him several more lashes, and then they said let him go, and then they released him. Afterwards, it came out. All right, Santino, we did a little thing. Could we have like a shwaya haja, 4,000, 5,000? Just give haja. Then I said, you want 4,000? Here, done, man. 4,000 SSP, done. I gave it to them. Relax, and they gave it. They gave it to all those guys, and I was happy. It was a great story because I could have lost a freaking iPhone from this other guy, and I still see him. He's still walking around looking all high on Sicyon. But the point of the story is these people have the connections and technology to catch any robbers, but they just got to be motivated. And I just realized, I really thought really hard about it. People already told me you're lucky, and I just realized I just knew a guy who was a police officer who knows how to do things. So if if the police wanted to stop the Toronto boys, I'm very sure they can stop all the Torontos. There's just no motivation in a short thing, and the fact that and also the compensation they said 4,000 SSP. I have that for breakfast, man. That's what I eat for breakfast every day, and I eat like at least 2 meals a day. So for me, that was nothing. I felt like I invited them, but we didn't eat together. But that's it. And I also they told me if they're gonna put him in jail, he'd be in there like 3 or 4 months. I said, hey, fuck that shit. It's the economy is messed up. The economy is messed up. We don't need to be locking up more people, or if he's locked up, it's not going to be on my behalf. So that's what basically happened, and that's the end of that story. So yeah, they usually will ask for money, but it's up to you if you want to give it. I think if they get you your stolen item back, they deserve whatever they're asking for. As long as it's reasonable, I think they deserve it. And also if you have it, they definitely deserve it. Whew. Wow. See, that's why I'm telling you, Matrix. They definitely asked for something, but I don't know if I think you're right. The Hubbish people are probably stingy as fuck. They didn't give nothing. Have you ever heard a successful a phone stolen return story? That, and by the way, this happened in 2 days. This is a 48 hours, like a missing persons report. You ever heard a story where the phone is stolen and is returned? I just told you a story. I even have photos of everything. I have the whole adventure because you know me, I'm a snapper. But yeah, have you ever heard a story of that? Yeah, I'm a snapper. You gotta snap this stuff. You know, life is too short, and people wouldn't believe this shit.
I think you just got lucky, and
Ah,
I think
okay,
you
okay, go
just
ahead.
got lucky, and that it's not like there are no people who can really do their job. They're really there. It's just that they're not motivated. So I just think that some of them just go to work just because they don't want to lose their job position or any opportunity that the job might bring in the future. But really, right now, there's nothing that they're really getting out of their jobs, which is like they are not even paid and stuff. So these small hustles are the things that they just depend on and stuff.
Yeah,
So
but
it's so
but
easy.
there's a job, but there's no
It's
salary, which is ridiculous. There's jobs, but there's no salaries, which doesn't make any sense. But the funny thing is, not even Juba. Our diplomats are broke as fuck. Think about it. Our diplomats have not been paid in over 2 years, and diplomats are, I think, are better taken care of than our people within Juba. So if the diplomats have not been paid in 2 years, I don't know what's going on in Juba. But
yeah,
to be
we
fair,
just we just
yeah, but to be fair, the salary of a diplomat is in dollars. Salaries of Janubin are generally in SSP. There are some places where they pay in dollars, like hotels and some NGOs, but a lot of the money they're being paid is in SSP, which really sucks, though. Mm, I don't know. We had the other guy, Triple K. I don't know if he's still there, but yeah, he's a person that we would have been asked his opinion about any of his experiences. But yeah, but I think generally, what's it called, we have is infrastructure. Another problem I think you have to also keep in mind if you want to really know about what's going on in uh, South Sudan crime. There's a very big crime. Like we can talk about what I can describe as simply the unknown gunman. Unknown gunman of crime is basically I've actually summarized it way. It's basically I want this guy's job. If I want this guy's job, it's currently there's no vacancy. We need to take him out to take the vacancy. So somebody who you eat with and drink with every day is jealous you have a job. So when they're sitting you talking and you're not happy with the government for any reason, or for now, it's even I heard it's gone to the extent that they just make up shit that you said that you didn't, and then they call the unknown person who could be paid as simply as low as 10K, 12K SSP. Kill this guy. I want you to kill this guy. Here's the money, and then they kill your person, your companion you've been eating kisara with and drinking all the what's it called self medicating with. They kill him, and then next thing you do, you go up to, hey, I need that job. That's what happened. Now, the bigger thing that happened more recently was this situation in the American embassy. There was actually a Junubin, this guy, he was about to be transferred to work in a branch in the U.S. And then his friend, who was also working in American embassy, these are both Junubin. He was jealous. He wanted that trip. He wanted to be transferred and based in the U.S. So what he did, he hired somebody to try to take this guy out. And the funny thing is, he things are these guys are so sloppy. So eventually got out that this guy was killed by this guy, and so this guy could go to the U.S. When it finally came out, even though the guy already went to the U.S., blah blah blah, it was a disaster. The killing was not just random. It was planned, orchestrated from the inside. I want that job, and he's not going to step away because most of the Janubians still think America is heaven. So we need to go to Jannah. We need to go to heaven. So what has basically been happening is that since there is an opportunity to go to the what's it called to the U.S., the guy killed his colleague, probably friend as well, but killed his colleague. And then afterwards, they were taken to the what's it called. He eventually went all the way to the U.S., but that's where the unknown gunman comes out. It's just somebody who has a gun who works in some form of security. You pay him money, he will go literally kill anybody you want as long as you just pay the money. But some people, of course, when they what's they call get drunk, they have loose lips, and loose lips sink ships. So that's how most people know about what's going on. It's sad but true. But yeah, that's what's happening. That's another form of crime that's been going on, and hopefully it can stop. But I think another way to solve it would simply be enriching the economy. That's how to do. So it goes back to the economy, and then so if the economy was better, I think they don't have to do that shit. But
Yeah,
now,
and
yeah,
like the money that our people are even paid with, it's even nothing. Even if the money comes, to not help you in any way, right? So you can just see that someone as high as a captain is still getting paid like £6,000 a month, or
how how
or
much is
even
that in
less than
dollars?
that.
How much is that in dollars
That's like
for
I
beer?
don't know. That's like $10.
I think less than that even. Dollars what 65?
Yeah, yeah,
Less than $10.
less than 10. Yeah, so you can see this money is just probably nothing. So if the economy is to be better again, at least, then you can only tell someone or just let people follow their roles or their job properly when they are when they are well motivated, and they can be able to listen to commands and stuff and just be able to do their job. But now you may be giving orders to someone to investigate or to carry out an investigation, and that person is empty stomach the whole day, has nothing to eat and stuff. It's hard.
Man, I hear till now people are sleeping with water in their stomachs. God damn. And who knows? It could be even water
Yeah,
from the Nile. God knows what they're sleeping with. They're literally sleeping with
and
water in their stomachs.
like our public servants are really suffering. They totally have no hope because you can see that the public servant is unable to pay even school fees for our children to at least have a better future than them. You see, so
Some
it's
of these,
just
the
it's
sad thing,
just
some of these
chaos.
public servants are qualified, man. Some of them are qualified,
Yeah,
but
they're
they,
overqualified, and there's those with full experience. There are those that have really worked in the hospitals, that they really have a lot of experiences, that they've been working for years, and they don't have even people to teach, to pass this knowledge to. You know, there are women now in Giada, Mustapha Giada, which is the military hospital. They are really, really well trained, and they're really like they're full of experience. But you can see there are no young people in that field who are learning so that they can be able to pass those knowledge to. You see,
but the
so
situation,
it's just
the situation is really bad. I was hearing more and more that the people who are actually, what's it called, are Janubin, are actually gone to the extent when they're working in a foreign company, they're begging. Could you give me that iPhone? Oh, could you give me $10,000? I want to go to Dubai. Could you do this? It's begging. They're literally begging. I hear what they're doing. Oh, this chick is asking her boss for money. This guy's asking his boss for money. They're begging, and I was asking, I was talking with some people. What's going on? Why is Zulkavir letting our Janubin beg in our country? I thought we separated for freedom. And then the other even diplomats are saying, "Oh, we like it that way." The Zolkabila prefer, they want our Janubian to be beggars. That's what it's come down to. Why are people begging? It's because that's the way they like it, right? Which I think is a true catastrophe. We separated for freedom. Now we have to go and beg other people in our own country. I think we became, or are about to become, foreigners in our own country. We have a passport and nothing else. Because eventually, because like look at how the Indians took over parts of East Africa. We're about to be taken over, everybody. We're about to be taken over. I don't know why nobody is seeing it.
Yeah, it's times if you just start thinking about the things that happen in the country, you just feel so angry, and there's nothing you can really do about it. Because those people who are even going on empty stomach are the ones who will come on you whenever you say something on
Mm.
those who are really, like making the mess on the country.
There,
And
unfor-
like, it's also very hard. At least they could protect us citizens, they could protect our interests, even if we're not getting anything from the government. At least the private sector, we should be protected there, that we get uh, equal, equal opportunities as foreigners who come to the country. You can see that those who are working on the private sectors, like those who are working with the NGOs and stuff, you are not getting paid as good as a foreigner, right? And whenever you want
never.
so you just get exploited every time. And whenever you want to raise up a voice, you end up getting fired, and the Ministry of Labor cannot come and defend you, right? So they
Minister of Labor
just
just
may we even have a feeling like they even go and get bribed, so they keep quiet, and they
mm,
just fire your ass, and you're just back to zero again, and the
the
foreigner
funny thing.
goes away with
I
it.
I have to ask you something. I, for one, think the fact we're getting bribed, people in big people are getting bribed in high places. To me, honest, is a very sad thing. I think what's happening, the millions that they had were stolen are finishing. So they're afraid they're finishing, and so they're accepting bribes. In reality, if you invested
Yeah, and at times it is not even the big people itself, it's those after them, those who are
around them,
supposed to follow.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So there are those people who you are supposed to submit your papers to, complaints to. So these are the people who also get bribed because they're not eating as
yeah.
much as the so they just get bribed
Your
so
internet,
that your papers
yeah.
cannot pass
But
through.
hold on a second, Matrix. Matrix, hold on a second. I just had a point that what's it called? The fact that we had one of the richest amounts of money in such a small population, and then that we should be at a level. All Zul Kabir should be at a level. Oh, I have all the money. You can't bribe me. You can't afford to bribe me. Even we should be at that level. The fact that there's even a bribe around, it doesn't matter if it's from Egypt or it doesn't matter if it's from Saudi or any other country. It doesn't make sense. We should be at a point. If you have over $100 million or half a million, what's it called? Close to $500 million. How the hell can you get bribed? It doesn't make sense. Even some people, I think they're already
One thing,
past a
one
billion.
thing I can tell you, Santino, these guys who are looting all this money, first of all, they have extended families, they have very big families, and there's a saying
Okay,
that goes that if a South Sudanese get rich, what he does is just bring that mindset, that village mindset, and just getting more wives, right? And then another thing is they don't really maintain their families or control them. So most of the money that they loot, they give it to their children, who happens just to enjoy them. They don't really have
but
any plan with the money. So the only thing they stick to, or the only thing they can stick to, is just that corruption to maintain their life and to keep their
but
life going. It's not like they have really looted the money and they just kept it somewhere, right?
Matrix.
So
Hold on a second. I hear what you're saying. It makes sense in a sense that yeah, the more money they have, the more they fuck and the more kids they have. Perfect. Now let's say you have over $100 million. And let's just make let's say let's for the sake of argument, you have 100 kids. Each of those kids doesn't. You don't even have to put a million. Each of those kids has half a million dollars put for the entire life. You still have money. How are you still going fucking broke? And half a million is too much. I think you don't. I think let's say even 100,000. You have 100 kids, and each of them is getting 100,000. If you crunch the numbers, what 100 kids, 100,000? How much do you think that is? 100 kids and a
I
hundred
thought you are
thousand.
in Dubai, or you ever also been to maybe like America, so you see how they ball out there. They're really balling out
Yeah,
big.
yeah. That's the issue. It's not that they're trying to because you put it like they're trying to support these kids. No, the kids are living lavish lives right now.
No, 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 no,
Recently,
no. I think you didn't get me there, right? What I'm saying is that these kids are not being okay. Like they also end up spoiling the money. So the fathers have no plans. They know nothing about creating businesses and stuff. So they just happen to find themselves in a lot of money where they can easily just get and just give their children without any accountability on how the child is going to use the money. And then they just end up
but
wasting
most of them
it
are villagers.
and come.
But you have to
Yeah,
understand, most of
yeah,
them are villagers. And the thing about a
yeah. And
villager,
that's
they don't have any financial literacy, as most people have been saying. So I don't know. Our country is just something weird. Like everybody, all the people who are educated and know a lot about life and about money and about business and about infrastructure, most of them they don't have money. Everybody who is what's it called, who has like millions of dollars, they're all dumb villagers that just decide to they just found out they can put on suits. But at the end of the day, if you look at what they know and how they talk, they're villagers. So the fact that these people are a lot of them are villagers is what's making the country fail. And the good question, one of the that has been always asked, what will happen if you give a villager money? Well, like I'd ask you now, Matrix. If you give a villager money, what does he do? You give a villager $10 million. What is the villager going to do with the $10 million?
and just try out new things and just try to live big stuff.
Try out new things. Okay, that's true. But I think for the most part, he'll just put it under
They
the bed.
just waste just to enjoy it.
Yeah. I think the
They
villager will put it under the bed, and then he'll gradually just spend when he needs. Needs money, he spends. He needs money, he spends. He will not take it to the bank. He'll not savings account. He'll not put money in
no,
the stock market. None of like example. Let's look at what just happened recently in Uganda. You heard about what
yeah,
happened to Uganda? So what, $420,000 cash,
yeah,
two
yeah, yeah,
laptops, tablet, and everything. How the
yeah.
hell did that happen? What do you think happened there?
So here's the thing, like okay, most of this money, according to what I've heard, is that whenever this money is made, every transaction is done in Dubai, and most of it is done in cash, right? So after when these transactions are done,
Well, okay, what do you mean
then
the
the,
transact?
then the
What do you mean the transactions done in Dubai? What do you mean by that?
when they're looting the money, the oil money
Oh,
from the oil
from
fields. Yeah.
the organization. Yeah, what happens is
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
What
So
I
those
understand.
people, yeah,
Okay,
those
okay.
people who buy.
Hold on a
Mhm.
second. Hold on a second. Let's go to the looting part. The looting part, from what I understand, the money is granted through an organization or something, and some business doing. So what the people are doing, it's supposed to go to the country. So what they do, the company that is happens to be in South Sudan has another accounts and branches in Dubai. So they would actually loot the money in the millions, and they'd of course take a very large cut. We'll give you like let's say we'll give you like 100 million, and we'll take we'll take a billion, give you 100 million, or half a billion. We'll take 1 billion, give you half a billion, and the people settle that. Oh, you're gonna give me how much in cash? How many millions dollars? Okay, so that's so yeah, it is actually looted mostly in Dubai, and it's looted within a small circle. Not everybody, not all Zolkabirs have access. A small circle. The fat man and a few other people are getting that money. It's true. Okay, then now go back to the Kampala. So in Uganda, what actually took place? How did somebody lose $420,000 cash? Why wasn't it in a bank? What happened?
So when the money reaches South Sudan from wherever it is being looted from, Now that's where they sprayed it, and you can literally just, when you are in Africa, it's easy just to move with cash as long as you can bribe the police, the security guys at the borders and stuff. So the same thing also happened in Kenya before. So that's where they now go, and a Junubi can never accept to put his money in the bank, fearing that anything can happen, like a sanction or anything. So they don't put their money there, right?
Oh, so the bank money not being put in the bank was because of sanctions.
Yeah, they might get sanctions, so it will be hard for them to move their money.
Actually, that makes sense. I didn't even think about that.
If you can hear, there was this incident that uh, one of our ministers, his bank accounts were frozen in Kenya.
How many ministers have been bank accounts been frozen? But the problem with these people are not getting, which my mind is blown. If you want to put the money in the account in the bank, you don't put it all at once. You're supposed to put it in increments. Let's say you put it like five, 10. Actually, let's just make it even more interesting. 20,000 every month, like your salary is 20,000. Coming regularly, you're a businessman for God knows what. But nobody does that. They're gonna come. I have five. I have $600,000 cash. Throw it. Come to the bank. The bank has to ask you, where the hell did you get these are dollars? Where do you have to get it? Because America will see this in our account. What do you have to do? And the guy does they have an explanation. That's how they get sanctioned. If they put in increments, fixed regularly. Let's say for
So now,
whatever.
if I can ask you, Santino. So let
Go
me
ahead.
say you are getting that 600,000 every month from wherever you are looting it from, and
Mm-hmm.
you're supposed to be putting like $20,000 in a bank every year. Do you know how long it will take you to loot a money? I mean, to put a money you loot for on 1 month to the bank, right?
It'll
Because
take.
probably it will take forever, right? But
No,
it
but
is okay.
okay.
It is
Let me.
nice. It will
Yeah.
like okay. It will take time, but at least something will be going to the bank for you,
Definitely true.
for the bank
That
to
the,
keep
the,
it
the, the,
safe.
the thing is right now. I think this guy 420,000. That was all his money. So imagine if he putting 20,000, and I bet you he's not been in this money he didn't just get yesterday. This is probably some old money. Maybe we got it 2 or 3 years ago. So if he was doing this thing for 3 years or 2 years, he would have that money would already been all in the bank account, and he'd be walking around with a credit card like a normal person. The fact that I think he just forget banks. I'm in the village. Fi Kalam, Fi America, they're gonna come and sanction me. They didn't even think about it. So I, for one, think that if they wanted to, this guy in what's it called, Kampala, he could have put his money in the bank in increments. You put it there. I said I was going to say 10,000 or 5,000, but I bet you in Kampala, if he put 20, 30,000 every month, nobody would ask him questions. He just say, "I'm a businessman. I have this house." He just bought a house. I'm renting this house. And just make up something. It's Africa, so he could have definitely easily gotten away with putting increments. And if he's and let me tell you right now, if he said, "Okay, you don't want my business, I have the money. Okay, bye bye." He's walking out. They'll come back. No, 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 come back, because banks are looking for business. They don't say no to money. Doesn't matter anywhere in the world. You're gonna say, "Oh, Dubai and everything." Dubai, if there's a bank in Dubai, you can pay $30,000 every month. They never ask you questions. You pay $31, 31,000. Where does the money come from? You can put 30. Most of the standards, I think, is about what I was hearing, maybe 15,000 every month or something. But there's a bank you can pay $30,000 every month, no questions asked, no paperwork, nothing. So this is before COVID. Now COVID, I think things are getting even more easier. The fact that the banks want to go now, if you look at even Kuwait, Kuwait has the strongest currency. Their Kuwaiti dinar is the strongest currency in the world. People wonder what's going on. Why is Kuwait having the strongest currency in the world? It's because of the bank cash flow. Cash flow helps the economy, and what that's the problem with South Sudan. Sudan, when you put money, you cannot actually get out easily. That is destroying the whole thing. There's no trust. There's nothing going on, and that's why a lot of people are putting money in the mattress like a bunch of freaking people from an old mafia movie. But if there was cash flow, you could trust the bank. You could withdraw the bank. And if I don't know why we don't have a credit card system, to me that was a dumbest thing that we never did. We should have had a credit card system within South Sudan. We should have had our own bank. Why are we dealing with Kenyan banks? We should have used our money, put in our bank, and make it so we can withdraw the money anytime. And now,
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now,
If I can just say something before new balls come in. You know, when the credit card system, it's really hard, and these electronic financial systems are really hard. I don't know if you ever find yourself doing, okay, you are probably selling NFTs, so you might know this. Whenever you want to open a trading account, right, on any of these trading platforms, and you put that you're a South Sudanese, you will never open an account. Have you ever experienced that?
say that again.
Whenever you want to open a trading account on any of these trading platforms, right, like Binance or uh, Coinbase and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and you put that you are a South Sudanese, because the mostly for your registration you have to apply and put your documents, your
Oh.
government, yeah. And if you put that you're a South Sudanese, you never open an account with them because of
Mm.
sanctions on South Sudan. Yeah.
Not because of sanctions and South Sudan. It's we don't have a bank system.
Well, according to what I've got, it's actually
So,
talked with
okay,
the support.
one second. So, Matrix, you tried to open a crypto account? I'm surprised. I didn't think you even thought about crypto. You tried to open
There
a
are a
crypto
lot of
account?
things you don't know about me.
So, Matrix, you took us to the Matrix. You were talking Web3 and NFTs. Yes, I am the first South Sudanese to sell an NFT, but that's another story, another time. But okay, if you want to open an account, there's many. To be honest, there are many ways you can try in several places. Binance is one of the hardest. I wouldn't recommend you doing Binance because for Binance you need to have an actual proper ID from a different country, not South Sudan. South Sudan is not recognized. It'd be very hard. Till now, I don't think we have it. Even our like South Sudan driving license. If you go around to another country, they don't recognize it. You need to have something international country that's recognized that deals with dollars properly. South Sudan still in the world is a joke, in the crypto world and many other countries. And many people they don't even know what South Sudan is. That's how bad we're doing in the world. And anybody hears about South Sudan, they're thinking about rape, about killing and rape and insecurity. So why would the crypto world try to accept South Sudan? Most of the other world does not accept South Sudan, if that makes sense. But yeah, and we have no credit cards. Crypto, a lot of money put in crypto is done through credit cards. How are you going to move the money if you open a crypto account with South Sudan? How are you going to pay for crypto? You need a credit card, and we don't have credit cards. So if you want to do it, you can do it as South Sudanese, but you need to be in a different country with a country that has a credit card. And South Sudan, we're too dumb to open a credit card system. Till now, we don't have it. That's how it is. But a great
Yeah,
show so far.
actually, about credit cards, I have a credit card. It's just that the
What
applying, right? When you're applying, is where the problem comes in. If you're
which credit card?
registering,
But from South Sudan, I don't think so.
yeah, I have a Visa. I have a Visa credit card.
From South Sudan,
Yeah,
can you
but
travel to
actually,
try to use it?
the bank is an international bank, so
Okay,
it's
okay.
it.
One second. Are you telling me if you went to Kenya, your credit card to work in Kenya, did you try it in a different country?
Yeah, yeah, it works.
Okay. I mean, have you tried it, or you assume it'll work?
No, I've tried it. Actually, where I am right now, that's where I get my money out.
Okay,
So I
so it works.
just go to any of these agents. Yeah. The problem is when you're registering. That's where the problem comes in,
But
because
if you're
when
in,
you have to
okay,
put your
one second.
nationality.
No, no, one second. Do you have any? They need a government ID because part of the approval. Because I know South Sudanese are registered, but they register in a different country. They have a government ID or an ID of a. You have to be a working. You have a company or government ID. You can register as a South Sudanese. Because why I say that you need to have your ID as a South Sudanese citizen. That's okay, but you need a government ID to show that you're working somewhere and something that can match your names. Because right now, if you have just a credit card, you have no place you're actually working, you will not pass that test. That's what we call the KYC. To get what KYC, you have your identity, which could be a passport or something that matches with a international company. It could be an international government ID you're working, or a company ID, or a driving license that is recognized internationally. But mostly, you have to show that you're working somewhere because they don't want to open a crypto account for somebody who's useless, who might be a scammer. If you're working
Well,
somewhere,
the thing is, I've done all these things, right? So I've done all these things. There are even platforms that let you open your account uh, before registering your full identity. You just open the account where you
no,
put
no,
your
but
email
you
address, your
if you but if
password,
you
and
can
blah blah.
but one second,
But now, when
one
you're
second.
now, yeah,
Hold on. If you open your account, that's easy. But if you don't get verified, you cannot do any business. So it's just an account sitting there. Does that make sense?
yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Now, when you're going to the verification process, all these things they ask you about, you put them right. They even ask you for a bank statement, your proof of address, and all these things. You can put them right. The only problem comes in with your government document, which is maybe your ID or your passport, right? You're a
Okay.
South Sudanese.
Okay.
Currently, we don't
Okay.
provide this service
No,
to South
no, no.
Sudan.
Let me ask you
Even
something.
if you
Let me ask
put
you
your
something.
location, you are in any other country, you are in Kenya or where, but you put your passport as South Sudanese or your national ID or your
Let,
driving license, they
let
don't
me say
they
what
don't
you're missing.
accept it.
Let me ask you. In your country that you're in, that's outside South Sudan, do you have a job?
Yeah, yeah, I have a job.
Does it have an actual ID, government ID, or a company ID with your name and picture and everything that matches your passport?
Yeah, I have my ID.
So the ID of the company with your name and your same everything is there. If you have that, you can actually verify the account. But most of people who are working do not have that. That's what the problem is, because that's what I was hearing from one of these guys who comes in a crypto thing. You need some proof that you're working if you're in a country that's not really recognized.
Yeah, and that's why I
And
was saying when you're South Sudanese, that's where the problem comes in because you can put all these things, you can put them,
no,
and they can still. I've
but
tried with almost all these main
I know
crypto
I know
platforms, and it has never
what I'm
worked.
saying to you. I know what I'm saying to you is you have to be working at an international company with their ID name. If you have that, you can get verified. But most people are not work. If you're working in a driving a rickshaw, or you're working in a company in a shop or something, there's no ID or something. You need to have something of internet. You have to have something that shows you're working in a field that can be connected to education, or connected based. I mean, that you have to have gone to university. It has to be a proper company. If you're a proper company that's internationally recognized, you can get verified. If your company is not internationally verified, it's harder to get approved. But Binance is one of the hardest. I would not recommend you do Binance. That's one of the hardest. It's a really good platform, but if you're not working in a country, if you're not working in a what's it called company that is pretty strong and can be accepted, it's
Let,
hard.
let me just jump in, Santino. My main point here is that an average South Sudanese can never open account in any of these platforms, right? Because
I agree.
trust me, I've used any other person, like I've used someone's details to open because I was so desperate for an account. So I actually used one of my friends' details. He's Ugandan. So I filled everything in and the account just opened, right? And
By the
everything
way,
was verified.
but by the way, the
So
point I'm
it's
saying, if
actually
you
just very hard for for a South Sudanese, for average South Sudanese to open account in any of those platforms. So that's why I was saying Binance actually told me that South Sudan is under the UN economic sanctions, right?
wow,
So they could not deliver the service to South Sudan. So they'll let me know when South Sudan is now out of
wow.
that list.
Mm. That's kind of odd because I don't think it was a big deal, but now because in terms of the crypto environment, when all that Russia Ukraine thing happened, they were told to put Russia under sanctions. They refused, and Russia now one of the biggest increase in crypto was actually through Russians. Russians just started going crazy because all their Swiss accounts and other accounts were frozen. That's what it is. But okay, I do agree. You have to be beyond average to get your account verified as a South Sudanese. Very definitely beyond average. Anybody in Juba, it's very hard. I totally agree. But the Ugandan, okay, what did the Ugandan provide as a friend? Did he just use his bank account? What did he use?
No, he just uses normal government ID, like his nationality ID and his picture, and everything was just verified.
Mm, interesting. So yeah, okay. You think it was the passport? Basically, just received
Yeah,
the
I
passport.
used my passport. I tried with my passport. I tried with my ID, national ID. I tried with my bank statement. I tried with my driving license. All these things they failed.
Wow. But but the Ugandan. Anyway, that's interesting. But going back to the thing of, you have to remember also South Sudan, we don't really have electricity. So in many cases, I think we're still, if there was a country that to be called a shithole country, we'd probably be at the top of the list because compared to our very very weak infrastructure and many things. I don't know. Our airport is never going to get fully built, and a lot of other multiple things. But yeah, crypto is not yet there. I think I don't know. But I think right now, when I was in Juba like a couple of months ago, I was working on one of my NFTs. Once one African guy came running to me. I'm like, oh, this black man came running to me. I was pretty excited. Oh yeah, yeah, I love your artwork. You're doing NFTs. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm taking it. What's your Instagram? Boom, boom, boom. He's all excited, taking. Okay, I'm gonna be in your connection now. Looking like, oh, our South Sudanese people. No, he's pretty short for our South Sudanese people, but he really knows about NFTs. I was very impressed and excited. Yes, Juba is booming. Mr. Boomer is right. Juba's about to boom. They're knowing about NFTs. And then what happened? I said, so where'd you learn from NFTs, brother? And then he said, oh, no, no, I'm from Kenya. I'm like, oh, you're from Kenya? Yeah, no, no, yeah, I'm from Kenya. And then I'm like, yeah, South Sudanese don't know what NFTs are. Shit. What was I thinking? Too good to be true. Silicon Valley fell down.
I think you have to be excited now because I'm the only South Sudanese who knew was known NFTs on my own, and actually
Oh,
all the crypto thing just on
no,
my own.
yeah, yeah. So and you never really left Juba, right?
Yeah, yeah. I just came this side. I was brought here by work, but never been to any other major city outside Juba, apart
Wow.
from Juba.
No, that is pretty impressive. Even the fact your Juba, what's it called? The English you're speaking compared to what I say on Juba is pretty good, and you're familiar with NFTs. Yes, I do applaud you for that. It's really good, and I hope you can spread the message. I do plan. I have already gathered a lot of people who are thinking, oh, NFTs is a scam, and then I said, oh, I sold my NFT, and they're looking like, yo, there's money, yo, and they're trying to crunch and they're converting the dollars into SSP and how much drinks and how much kisra and how much chinu they can get. So they're all excited about it. That's what's kind of interesting. But yeah, going back, the funny thing, I think if we got more technology into our thing, I think our crime would go down. Do you think if we have like right now, let's look at Kenya for crime. One of the biggest cracks in the crime in Kenya was when they actually introduced M-Pesa. And M-Pesa, does anybody know about the M-Pesa story? Where did M-Pesa come from? Anybody know?
I don't really know.
Okay, M-Pesa basically was one of these young men. He brought up the idea, and he took it to Safaricom as an idea. And so Safaricom, I think I they may have paid him or what, but he just took the idea, and Safaricom took it and ran with it. And when M-Pesa was made, do you think it helped crime or do you think it reduced crime? Do you
I
think when
think to
M-Pesa?
reduce, I think to reduce crime. because people really okay. There's some crime. Okay, you know, in everything there's always a crime, and
Hmm.
so, but because most of the transactions were now made online, and you can just basically make it electronically, so
Hmm.
you don't get robbed or someone will not even know how much you have and stuff. So
Mm,
it's does help somehow.
definitely. Okay, what are you gonna say, Nibu?
Also, while you guys have bad manners, you made me forget my point. I overraised my hand. My sister kept calling me God. I'm like, okay, why am I? Why am I struggling? Why am I rushing? So first of all,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
feel like, uh-huh.
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
You guys have gone off topic. I was trying to bring you back to Toronto's, and you're all there just going NFTs.
No,
Yeah.
we're talking about how to stop crime. More NFTs lose crime.
No.
Yeah.
Kati. Actually, what I had wanted to say earlier, now that I speak about it, I remember, it was, oh, what? Matrix had said something about, um, the bad thing I can't even ask
Kid,
you what you had said, but it was about,
kid,
eh?
kidnapping or
Mm-mm. Oh, like the people that steal from you are people that you know. Yeah? I don't,
yeah,
like,
definitely.
I feel like, okay, that's true to some extent, but to some other extent it's not. Okay, like there's some scenarios where an individual, like people see you walking into the bank, and you went empty-handed. Now you're coming out with an Osofia bag, like those big bags. What are you doing in the
Mm,
in the bank with a big bag? What can you carry out from the bank? Definitely it's money. So I feel like these people prey on people. They see you entering the bank. They also see how frequently you enter the bank. For example, a business person that has deposits, like say you deposit every Saturday or every Friday or frequently, weekly. They can see you, so they begin to monitor you. So it doesn't